Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever this finds you. Let's see if I can get this camera a bit straighter, maybe. So while we wait for somebody to jump on and tell me in the comments that you can see and hear me, I just want to invite you to take a minute to feel your feet on the ground or your bum on the chair and just reconnect with your environment. It's really, really easy. Just in this brief moment that we have now before I teach you anything, it's really easy to get swept up in the busyness of all of the things and all of the thinking and all of the doing. And it is super helpful for your learning and your well-being if you just take a moment to notice where you are, feeling your body in contact with the environment around you. You could listen for, what can I hear? I can hear Carolyn's voice. What else can I hear in my immediate surroundings? What can I see in my immediate surroundings? And as I look for a comment in the YouTube comment section here on the chat, if we've never met before, my name is Carolyn Southwell. I am a 2/4 emotional projector. I've been with human design for a very long time. And lately I have been on a binge of creating YouTube lives and answering your questions in this format. Now I put notes on my phone so that my undefined throat doesn't go on little adventures and take us all over the place. And as soon as I know that you can see and hear me okay, then we will get into today's topic, which you will have seen in the title of this video. So if you can see and hear me, let me know in the chat. The process that I was just doing with you that you can continue to do while we wait. Oh, I've got a yes. Yes, you can hear me. It's called orienting. So we'll do more of those at the beginning of these YouTube lives. But for today, I'm going to speak about something that came up in a client session. So not sharing anything confidential. I'm taking a snippet of a question that they had, and I realized I'd never answered that in a YouTube live, and it applies to a lot of projectors in a lot of different contexts. So this video is going to be helpful for you if you are a projector, but also if you're any other human design type and you are supporting a projector in any way. Maybe it's your kiddo, maybe it's your partner, your best friend, or maybe you're serving clients and you have projectors and you don't understand them that well. Please binge a bunch of my content on YouTube on projectors so that you do understand them better, so that you can serve them better. So here's what my client asked. What do I do if I need something from my landlord? Do I have to wait for an invitation? So my answer to this is going to apply in any situation where you have a need, that is food, water, shelter, safety, loving attention. You have a human, physical, biological need. That's what I'm going to talk about. So in this context, it was the client saying, I need something from my landlord. And the thing that they were asking for was a legitimate need, right? It wasn't, oh, can you please put marble, replace my kitchen and bathroom with marble tabletops or anything like that. It was something they legitimately needed, right? So if you're in a situation where you have something that you legitimately need, and we all have human needs, we all have things we need from our partners, from our bosses, from our staff, from our co-workers, from our friends, right? There are any number of situations where you're going to have needs. And if you're a projector and you're struggling with how does the invitation play into this? Do I need to wait for permission? So there are 3 parts to my answer. The first is that when it comes to getting your needs met, you do not need to wait for an invitation. You are allowed to advocate for what you need. And please do advocate for what you need. And if you find that really hard, maybe you need to rope in a friend or a family member who's better at advocating and can help you advocate or even advocate on your behalf. You are important. You deserve to be safe and healthy and held and loved. You are allowed. That makes me so teary just saying this to you. This is so important. This is so important. You are allowed to feel safe And you deserve to feel safe and healthy and held and loved. You're allowed and you need to ask for what you need. And you don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for somebody to recognize your brilliance. You don't need to wait for somebody to invite you. Just fucking ask for what you need. Now, the second part of my answer to this question is that just because you've asked doesn't mean you're going to get it, right? So do need to advocate for what you need, but it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get it. And that's the tough truth of the situation. So you might ask your landlord or your boss or your coworker or your partner or your adult children or whoever, you might ask for something that you genuinely need and they might not give it to you. And that doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you didn't follow your human design properly. And it also doesn't mean that you're unworthy of getting your needs met. But it may mean that you need to renegotiate something about that relationship or that you need to end that relationship somehow. And only you will know what the situation is, who the relationship is with, what the limitations of your life situation are, because with almost 9 billion people on the planet, it's silly for us to think that we're all navigating the same things. So you'll have to apply that to your individual situation. But the third and the final important thing I want to say in answer to this question is that it is easier to get your needs met when you're in the right relationships. So if you prioritize waiting for invitations when you enter new relationships, you are going to, and even if you mess it up, but just try and wait for invitations to enter into any new kind of relationship, any relationship, personal, professional, platonic, for like anyone, any kind of relationship. Try and wait for the invitation. Notice if they value you very early on. Notice if they recognize you. Notice if they want you. Notice if they act like they love you, like they care about you in whatever context makes sense for that kind of relationship. The way your boss expresses love for you or your co-workers express love for you is going to be different, obviously, than a romantic partner or a best friend, right? But think about, when you feel really valued, when I feel as a projector really loved, context appropriate, I just feel safe and held and good in that relationship. Like the person wants me to be there. They want to know how I'm doing. They want to hear what I have to say. And that's how I know I'm in the right relationship. So prioritize trying to wait for the invitation when you're entering new relationships. And then, and let me see what I've got in my notes here because I wrote something really poignant. Let me just see what I had. Yes, then you won't have to fight so hard to get your needs met because the other person is going to be happy that you're there and the other person is going to be happy to look after you. So if you're in relationships where you are finding that the other people are not happy to meet your needs and are totally unwilling, you're probably not in the right relationships, and that's really hard to discover, but really important to discover because you deserve to have your needs met, and there are any number of ways to have your needs met. They don't have to come through this particular person. They could come from over here, or there might be a particular way that you can meet your own needs that you hadn't realized. But that could be another whole YouTube live. So for right now, if you have a question that you think I can answer in a YouTube video that doesn't require your individual chart, you think it's broad enough that I can use it as a video, answer it in a video, and it will help a great number of people, then drop it in a comment and I will see if it's something that is appropriate and then I can answer really well here. And I'll put a link in the video description to the course I made specifically for projectors of how the heck do you wait for an invitation? What does it mean? What does it look like? It's a very short, easy, inexpensive course, and you'll find it in the video description. Bye for now.